NBA free agency has cooled off a bit. The fireworks of early July have mostly faded, but the impact lingers. The chessboard has shifted. Some teams have emerged as stronger contenders, while others are looking around and wondering where things went wrong. This offseason has made one thing clear: the league is chasing Oklahoma City now. The Thunder are the standard. Young, explosive, and fearless, they've kept their core intact. With Shai Gilgeous-Alexander playing at an MVP level and Chet Holmgren developing fast, they've earned the right to be hunted. Everyone else, playing catch-up, but a few teams have made serious moves. They've added key players, made strategic trades, and retooled with a clear purpose: win now. Let's start in Houston, where the Rockets didn't just get better, they sent a message. The trade for Kevin Durant stole headlines, and rightfully so. Durant is still one of the deadliest scorers in the game, and putting him on a rising team like Houston changes everything. But that wasn't the only smart move. The Rockets re-signed Steven Adams, locking in their rugged interior presence. Adams and Alperen Sengun form a bruising frontline that's tough to score against and hard to keep off the glass. Then they brought back Clint Capella, a familiar face who began his career in Houston. Capella gives them rim protection, vertical spacing, and familiarity with the franchise. They doubled down on their size, knowing it's something other contenders lack. But the smartest addition might be Dorian Finney-Smith. The veteran 3-and-D forward is the kind of player who makes deep playoff runs possible. He doesn't need the ball, defends multiple positions, and knocks down threes. It's the kind of move contenders make. Quiet but crucial. The Nuggets, meanwhile, are chasing what they had in 2023, championship glory. They still have Nikola Jokic, the best big man on the planet. They still have Jamal Murray, a playoff assassin. But the supporting cast needed help. They moved Michael Porter Jr., a talented scorer who didn't always fit, and brought in Cam Johnson. Johnson is more versatile, defends better, and spaces the floor. He fits next to Jokic the way a contender needs. Then came Jonas Valanciunas. He's a big body who can eat up non-Jokic minutes. A problem the Nuggets have long struggled with. Now, when Jokic rests, they don't automatically lose the rebounding and inside presence. Bruce Brown is back. He was the unsung hero of the 2023 title run. A glue guy, a two-way energy machine, and someone who understands Denver's system. Tim Hardaway Jr. was also added. He gives them another shooter and veteran presence. The Nuggets went 50-32 last year. With these moves and new head coach David Adelman stepping in, they're ready to challenge OKC. In Atlanta, the Hawks might be pulling off the most underrated offseason of the year. They landed Kristaps Porzingis at a discount. That's a 7-footer who shoots threes, protects the rim, and opens up their offense. They lost Clint Capella but were already moving toward Onyeka Okongwu. Okongwu is younger, more mobile, and ready for a breakout season. They signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who brings defense and energy off the bench, and Luke Kennard, a sniper from deep. Together, they give Atlanta lineup flexibility. But the stroke of genius came on draft night. Atlanta traded down 10 spots and still landed Asa Newell, a long, athletic forward with upside. But the real prize, an unprotected first-rounder from the Pelicans. That pick could become a lottery gem. Detroit is making real noise, too. The Pistons added Caris LeVert and Duncan Robinson. LeVert brings shot creation and experience. Robinson adds floor spacing. Both fill urgent needs. They're also in talks to get Malik Monk, who was second in 6th Man of the Year voting. That would be a huge win. Monk can score in bunches and changes the energy of games. Paul Reed returns, a high-motor big who gives depth and hustle. As Cade Cunningham continues his All-NBA trajectory, Detroit is quietly building something scary. But not every team is trending upward. The Lakers, uncertainty hangs over them. LeBron James hasn't committed long-term. Dorian Finney-Smith is gone. They added DeAndre Ayton, who looks great on paper, but his motivation and durability remain huge question marks. They're caught between timelines, trying to win now with LeBron and Luka Doncic, while also preparing for a future without James. But it's getting harder to do both. With teams like OKC, Houston, and Denver rising, where do the Lakers stand? They lost in the first round last season. Right now, it's unclear if they're any better. Indiana is in a rough spot. Miles Turner is gone, and worse, he joined a rival. Tyrese Halliburton, their franchise cornerstone, is expected to miss the entire season with a torn Achilles. That changes everything. The Pacers didn't have a first-round pick, and though they got Cam Jones early in the second, it's not enough to replace what they've lost. The Pacers seem hesitant to spend. The luxury tax is limiting their moves. They're stuck, and the East is moving fast without them. Sacramento is in flux. They brought in Dennis Schroeder, but is he really the answer after losing De'Aaron Fox at the deadline? Probably not. They traded Jonas Valanciunas for Dario Saric, a downgrade, no matter how you spin it. Malik Monk may leave, and without his scoring, they could fall even further. The new front office and new coach Doug Christie have work to do. Rumors link them to Jonathan Kuminga, but it might not be enough. The Kings went 40-42 last year. That won't cut it in the West. The Timberwolves, still good, but standing still in a league that's evolving fast. They kept Julius Randle and Naz Reid, which is great. But they lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker in a sign-and-trade that brought back just a second-round pick and cash. NAW was part of their defensive identity. His absence will be felt. Minnesota made back-to-back trips to the Western Conference Finals. But now, everyone's better. Standing still might mean falling behind. Their draft pick Joan Beringer is only 19 in a long-term project. This roster doesn't look like it's taken the next step. So where does that leave us? Oklahoma City remains the favorite. Houston and Denver are coming fast. Atlanta and Detroit are rising in the East. The Lakers, Pacers, Kings, and Timberwolves. At a crossroads, the league never sleeps. Championships aren't won in July, but they can be lost. The moves made today echo deep into April, May, and June. This offseason hasn't just reshaped rosters, it's rewritten expectations.